beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Patrice, and today, baby, do I have some Thanksgiving stories for you. Yes, so Thanksgiving in the United States was last week, and people are sharing their Thanksgiving stories. And you know I am nosy, so I am going to share these Reddit stories with you. Now, some of them, they need a little Jesus, a little divine intervention, a little shamana, catch a little Holy Spirit. They need something, a little holy oil on the forehead, something, okay? All right. Now, before we get started, check out the earrings right here, okay? These are little coffee cups, yes. So get your beverage of choice. I'm gonna be sipping on a little coffee here, iced coffee. I call it survival juice because I need it to get through the day, all right? So, without further ado, let us get into it. So, the first story comes from the subreddit AITAH, and this one says, am I the drunkra for refusing to work Thanksgiving so my coworker can celebrate with her kids? 28 female. I recently got engaged and have been at my current job for a little over 2 years now. I love my job and I feel honored to do it, but one downside is that we're needed 365 days a year, and so it's common to work on holidays. The general rule is that individuals who are new are first in line to work on Thanksgiving and Christmas. There's also an informal expectation that individuals without kids will cover those shifts so parents can celebrate with their families. People at work especially seem to care about moms being home with their children. This year, I'm scheduled to work on Christmas but get Thanksgiving off. This is my first holiday off since I've been on the job, so I'm very excited. One of my coworkers, June, was in the same hiring class as me. She's a few years older because she started grad school late and is married with 2 young kids. On Friday, she approached me and asked if I would be willing to cover her shift on Thanksgiving so she could celebrate with her kids. I was a bit upset since I've been looking forward to celebrating with my family, fiance, and future in-laws this year. As I mentioned, I got engaged, and this is the first time where families are doing a blended holiday. I explained the situation to June, and she said that her daughters deserve to have their mom with them on Thanksgiving. I suggested celebrating the holiday on a later date with her family because I was going to be covering for her. June was annoyed and said I was breaking the informal code of the office. I spoke to my mentor about this. She's in her 50s and has kids, and she thinks I would have agreed to cover, should have agreed to cover for June, so her kids could be with their mother on Thanksgiving. I said that the expectation isn't fair since June was the one who decided to have kids and also choose an intense line of work where she sometimes has to work holidays. Additionally, it's unfair that individuals who choose not to have children are penalized for the decisions of others and are expected to always work holidays. She asked me to take a step back and realize it's not about being fair to June or me, but doing what's right for the kids, who already don't get to see their mother as often as they'd like because she's serving our country. She said if I chose to have kids one day, I may think about it differently. I'm pretty clear about the fact that when I decide to have kids, I won't expect my coworkers to pay the price for that decision. I'll note that my job is certainly a public service, and the institution prides itself on doing what's best for the country rather than ourselves. I'm all right with sacrificing my time to help the general public, but also, I don't think I should be pressured into working every holiday so my coworkers can be with the kids they brought into this world. So am I the drunk girl? No, girl. First of all, you are explaining way too much to June. When June came and asked, your only answer should have been no. Not doing it. No. Full stop, walk off, done. Because why June want 2 holidays, right? June not go work Christmas, so June will be off Christmas because you have to work, and she wants Thanksgiving off as well. She needs to pick her battles. June is being greedy, and I am the person who, when I first moved to this country, because again I'm from Jamaica, Thanksgiving was not a big deal for me because that's not something I grew up celebrating in Jamaica. So I would be the person who would work, and I worked in retail, and the store was always open on Thanksgiving, even though they closed at, I think at the time of like 5 o'clock or whatever. So you could still go home and, get some time with your family. And then my family didn't really celebrate Thanksgiving. My dad was working as well. So I would always work. So that was not an issue for me. However, I would always get asked, because sometimes they would definitely schedule me. They're like, oh, Patrice, you've worked all the Thanksgiving. Do you want this one off? And I was scheduled off, and then someone would ask, and then I'm like, sure, whatever, right? However, when you got churns, okay, that is not an excuse to put on somebody else. That's not an excuse. That's not an added pressure or an added, I'm not sure what word I'm looking for, but having kids is not an excuse to impede on somebody else's life, right? And you saying that you're engaged, you shouldn't even have to go as far as saying, oh, I just got engaged, I want to spend it with my family. I got the time off, I'm working Christmas, I'm spending it with my family. June, I don't like June. I don't like her. And the mentor needs to go have several seats too. Because what you mean, oh, you have to think of the kids and their mother. June did not think about it when she had them churns. She didn't think that she would have to work holidays being in the job that she is. No, she was banking on using someone who does not have kids, or someone who someone is just being like, oh yeah, sure, because you have the babies and all that kind of stuff. I don't like that. People without kids have lives too. They have families. They have things they want to do. They want to celebrate holidays too, okay? They have lives too. Why should they be subjected to work all the holidays and other people don't? That I think for single people and people without kids who make those decisions should not be penalized, right? By the jobs for people who have kids. Okay, if you want to argue with me, argue in the comment section. Or go argue with your mother. Not me. Okay? All right. Let's see what the comment section has to say. They say, not the drunk girl. Everyone deserves to celebrate holidays with family, kids, or no kids. June can deal with working. Thanksgiving, you already have plans, and that's the answer. June, this is my first holiday off, and I've made plans to celebrate with my family. So you don't even have to say all of that. June, no. That's it. Someone else says, screw June. I am there with you. Instead of being grateful that she has Christmas, she wants more. And at your expense. Being a mama doesn't give you license to take everybody else's time. And that's kind of gross. I agree wholeheartedly with this comment. I made a comment that I said that she should work Thanksgiving, but she will have to work Christmas since June wants to switch. Let's see how quick June changes her mind. Oh, I see what you're saying. So she should ask June, okay, I work Thanksgiving and you work my Christmas, and see what June has to say. June is not going to say any of that. June wants both of the holidays. June is greedy. And then guess what will happen now? When New Year's come, June is going to want that off as well. When Labor Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, June is going to want all the... There's no cutting off when it comes to that. No conscience June have. June is an unconscionable drunk girl. Yeah. I said what I said. So the next story comes from the same subreddit, and this one is titled, Am I the drunk girl for leaving Thanksgiving with my sister? Throwaway account because my family is on Reddit. Some background. My sister's 8-year-old daughter is overweight. Not obese, just chubby. It has been a point of contention between our mom and my sister for at least a year. After an incident on July 4th, where my mom told my niece she was fat, and when my niece asked her what to do, she said something along the line of, just stop eating. Sis stopped bringing her around our mom, just flat out cut her out of my niece's life. To this day, mom thinks she did the right thing for her granddaughter's health. The incident. Thanksgiving was at mom's this year. It was going to be the first time they were physically in the same place since the 4th. My niece is deathly allergic to peanuts. Literally. They all carry an EpiPen. Her throat closes. Mom used peanuts in almost every dish and dessert except for the vegetables. Niece could safely eat the Brussels sprouts, salad, sweet potatoes, and turkey. That was it. Everything else, green bean casserole, stuffing, pies, cookies, hors d'oeuvres, candied yams, mom had, according to her, added some kind of peanut products too. If my sister wasn't going to teach her daughter how to eat healthy, then she would, damn it. My sister and her husband left, and I went with them along with our brother and his wife and their kids. So basically, most of the party. I get being concerned about a person's health because of their weight, but my niece is so young. Yeah, maybe if she becomes problematically overweight to where it affects her health later on, bring it up, but not now. Not in such a not nice way. All right, so OP, you are not the drunk girl, but your mother, the mother, she essentially tried to take the 8-year-old out. Because if you're deathly allergic to peanuts, right? And she said she put peanuts in everything. There has had to be some cross contamination. Has to be. Why would she think that is the route that she needs to be like, hey, if you eat that, you're going to die. Possibly die. So don't touch the unhealthy stuff. You're going to have to eat all of the healthy stuff. There's no peanut in that. I think she should go to jail. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. If someone is deathly allergic to peanuts, and I've seen this allergy, this is not something you should play with. I'm talking about someone could open a pack of something with nuts in the same room and they're not even next to the person and the allergy just kick off. I'm not even kidding you. Can't breathe, turning blue, has to call the paramedics, ambulance, get up, the EpiPen. This is no joke. And to say you put it in everything except the healthy stuff, but everything is still going to be on the same table, particles fly, the niece could die, just so you can prove your point saying, oh, so nobody in my family go me fat. I need to see what the mother look like, because I know she's not skinny. She don't even sound like a skinny person. I want to see what Mommy Dearest look like, because I don't know. But y'all handled it very well. I'm going to say that. You just took up your child and you left. More power to you. Jesus is working on me deep down on the inside. Down on the inside. So I would think I would do the same thing and just get up and walk out. After thinking that my mother could possibly kill my child. Yeah, I would think I would want to walk out too. But yeah, so there is an update. My siblings and I have all gone no contact, and my sister is looking into pressing charges. Good girl. As soon as she said that, Mom claimed she lied. There weren't peanuts in anything, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much to everyone who commented. I ended up showing this to my sister, and she read basically each and every one in... I ended up showing this to my sister, and she read basically each and every one in tears. Oh, that sentence don't make no sense, but whatever. Sometimes you need to hear an outside voice or several hundred outside voices. So the comments say, not the drunk girl. Your mom is cruel. She deserved it. Agreed. Someone else says, I think miserable and depressed would be more deserved. That too. Someone also says, also, chubby is fine. It's okay to be chubby when you're 8. Your mom is giving her an eating disorder. True. Because no, baby girl probably just have it in her mind. Oh, gosh. The niece isn't fat. If she's pretty healthy and active, she may grow into her weight. Or maybe it's just her body type. Not everyone is built slim. That mom sounds like she would starve a toddler with a Buddha belly. That's funny. Someone else says, this... OP, my mother's stepmother was horrible to me as a kid because I was chubby. She's the reason I became bulimic, oh my gosh, and anorexic as a teenager, which she was thrilled about because I went from a little chubby to painfully thin. OP, your mother is going to do serious psychological damage to your niece. You'll need to keep that child far, far away from her. Agreed. I wasn't even thinking about eating disorders because that could be just one little statement and that could send somebody over the deep end. But yeah, no contact with the mother and press charges because she could have killed your baby girl. So this next story comes from the same subreddit and is titled, Am I the drunk girl for not going to Thanksgiving over the dishes? This weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving. Okay, so this is from our neighbors up north. I, 29 male, lived in the United States, but my stepmom is Canadian and her mom always comes down from BC for the weekend to celebrate with a feast for my mostly American family. To be honest, my step-grandma's cooking is not good. Oh, God. Not you, just a load up grandma bad cooking. And she is the most passive-aggressive person I I have ever met. Every year she makes such a big deal about how much work she put into her bland ass food and expects endless praise for her efforts. But I digress. Every year at Every year at Canadian Thanksgiving, my husband and I are asked to do the dishes. It's fine, we don't mind. But the hard part is that we are guests and we are the only people who are ever expected to help. At first, it was like, okay, we are the youngest, so that's why. But in the past few years, my stepmom's niece and nephews, all in their early 20s, were there and after dinner went in the hot tub. Meanwhile, if I'm playing with my nephew, I don't get to see much. I hear from the kitchen my step-grandma say loudly, "If only someone would help me with the dishes." And of course, my dad comes over and says, "Hey, can you guys help with the dishes?" I'm just sick of being the only ones expected to help. This is our second year living in a different city, and about a month ago, they asked if I was coming. I told them I wasn't sure and later told them I wasn't. They offered to pay for our flights, and I still said I couldn't make it. Made up an excuse, but really it's the dishes. Again, don't mind doing them, just sick of being the only people expected to help out while everyone else socializes and hangs out in the hot tub. I have talked to my brothers, both older, and one agrees with me and the other thinks that's a stupid reason. So I'm wondering, am I the drunk girl? Nah. First of all, the food is not good. So why you're going to spend time flying someplace that you don't get good food? And then after eating the not so good food, girl, you have to do the dishes? No, girl. Stay yard. Stay home. Stay home. Don't do it. Do not do it. Okay? Is it fair? No, because there are other people there, and I think you should stuck up for yourself. Like some people say they're not confrontational, but I don't think this is something that I would consider confrontational. If they're saying, "Hey, I wish somebody would come help," you'll be the first person to call the people in the hot tub. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, be like, Shelly, come, girl. Grandma needs help in the kitchen. I have done it for the past 5 years. I'm not doing it today. Be open. I speak up. Like people. Closed mouths don't get fed, and then you sit in your little, your feelings and your fester. Because after year 2, you should have been like, why am I the only person doing the dishes? Speak up for yourself, man. Avoiding it is not going to help. But again, the food is not so good, and you're just going to be flying somewhere to be unhappy. The food not good, so you're gonna be hungry. And no, you're not the drunk girl. But I think you should speak up for yourself. Yeah. And maybe tell them to get it, the Thanksgiving meal catered. You might want to hurt grandma's feelings just a little bit and be like, the food, man, the food. I'm just saying, okay? Just saying. So this next story comes from the same subreddit, and this one is titled, "Am I the drunk girl for leaving in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner because of pumpkin pie?" My 32 female, mother 60 female, hosts a Thanksgiving dinner at her house every year. It's a small event with my parents, me, my brother's family, and my sister-in-law's family attending. We avoid family quarrels by implementing a strict no politics rule and trying our best to be civil. Sorry. I should probably mention that we are not a particularly close-knit family. We barely see each other beyond these events since my brother lives in South Africa and I travel a lot due to work. Thanksgiving is important to my mom since it's one of the rare times we're all together. Well, traveling and your brother living in South Africa should not make you not close-knit. Like, there's enough technology in the world right now where you can communicate and still be a close-knit family irrespective of your current location. But it just seems like y'all don't like each other. But let me continue. Anyway, the main problem I have with my mother is her constant critique of me. She has a habit of making passive-aggressive comments about my life choices, from my career to my lack of children to the way I dress. I've addressed this with her multiple times, but she doesn't seem aware of it. She's aware. She's very much aware. My father claims it is just her way of fussing and expressing that she cares. It does hurt, though, because my brother is never criticized in the same manner. I cannot entirely fault her for her criticism, since I did majorly messed up my life a few months ago, depression, and it has affected her opinion of me negatively. It does not excuse the way I acted, but I just wanted to explain why I left. By the time we finished dinner, I was a bit pickly because of some of her commentary. Your mother sounds like a nightmare. Sorry. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, there's still certain way that you will talk to people and treat people. She just doesn't. And then to be treating your brother differently. Yeah, listen. Every parent has a favorite child. I've always said that. And people are like, no, I love each of my children the same. It's loving them the same is one thing, but you can still have a favorite. I'm just saying. I made a cake for dessert. I was explicitly put in charge of it, and no one specified what exactly I should make. So I opted for maple cheesecake. I did my best, and I think it looked okay. Mom normally makes pumpkin pie, but I really hate pumpkins. They make me gag. So I thought perhaps we should try something new. As I was bringing out the cheesecake, my mom eyed it somewhat wearily and announced that she decided to make the usual pie as well. This caught me off guard. I asked why she didn't tell me beforehand, and she said something like, well, we figured you'd do your own thing, so I thought it was best to have a backup. She went to cut the pie and served it to everyone, instructing me to leave the cheesecake in the kitchen. Rude. When someone asked to try my dessert, she said, let's not mix too many flavors at once. Drunk, bro. Which just felt passive aggressive. I know it's immature for an adult to get this upset over triviality, but I just politely refused as she was handing me a slice of pie, retrieved my coat, and left. People were calling after me, I think, but by that point I was crying for some reason, and it would have been too humiliating to have an emotional outburst in front of everyone for no real reason. My mom just texted me saying that it was incredibly rude and immature of me to leave like that, especially on Thanksgiving. My brother also sent me a message saying I'm acting irrationally. I feel horrible for leaving so abruptly, especially because my parents are getting older and we are already not close. Something about my mother seems to turn me into a neurotic teenager, and I hate it. That is because your mother is just not a nice person. Don't ask me why. Everybody has, I think as parents, have certain expectations for their kids, and I hope I am not that kind of mother. I hope to raise my child for her to, be able to make the best decisions and help guide her, on a safe journey. But I'm not going to be the person that, like, I need you to have this many grandchildren and I need you to do this and nah. Your mom just does not sound like a very nice person. And then she prefers the brother, and I'm guessing the brother is the one that's married and stable and all the things, and then you're just the rogue child, the menace to society. Yeah. But girl, you should have grabbed your cake. On your way out, you should have grabbed your cake. Why you leave your cake? Go back for your cake, sweetie. Go back and get your cake. No, because mommy was rude. Like, I can understand she's like, and I think she wanted to show you up. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Because she told you to make dessert, but then she had a backup. Because she's like, oh, I know you would go off and do your thing. Did she want you to make pumpkin pie? Because she didn't tell you she wanted you to make pumpkin pie. And what if you had made pumpkin pie? Then what? It is what? Clash of the pumpkin pies? That makes absolutely no sense. Your mother wanted to set you up. I am not even going front, girl. She wanted you to feel bad. And there are some parents, like some women that are in competition with their kids. It's just one of the weirdest things. Not even their kids, just their daughters. For some reason, them in competition with their daughters, right? And then the other thing too is like, oh, leave it in the kitchen. And then she's sharing out her pie. And then someone else said, can I try it? Even then she could have been like, okay, no, you should not be mixing flavors. Girl, no. You should have grabbed your cake. Grabbed your cake, give the person that wanted a slice, a piece, and leave. Yeah, you should have grabbed your cake. You should not. That is the only thing I'll fault you for, OP. You should have grabbed your cake before you left. Let's see what other people have to say. Someone says, not the drunk girl. If your mother's way of fussing and expressing that she cares, looks, sounds, and feels like she's being a deliberately nasty person, then I'm guessing she is really just being a deliberately nasty person. Walks like a duck and all that. I'd tell your father this. Your mother premeditated the whole dessert thing, right down to the kick in the teeth by excluding dessert you made from the table, see? She got off on being cruel in this petty way for whatever warped reason. This kind of thing is no accident and not care in any way. Golden Boy brother can't see it because he is never the target. See, yes, that is trying to see it through the best possible lens. Your mother won't admit to herself what she is really doing, even as she deliberately does it. Their blindness doesn't mean she isn't doing it. Someone else says, not just excluding it from the dinner table, but actively telling someone trying to eat that damn cheesecake they can't. OP, the only reason you don't know with absolute certainty that your mother is the asshole here is because you are used to her abuse. Aw. I would be surprised if your depression were strictly tied to the way she diminishes you and your father, brother do nothing about it. Are you able to go to therapy? Therapy is literally a person to talk to who can give you an outside perspective and whose only interest is helping you decide how you want to act, protect yourself, etc. regarding the things happening around you and rattling around it in your head. OP, I'm sorry your family has failed you here. Aww. That is a good one. That's right there is a good comment. Yeah. OP, all the best. Your parents and your brother and your mother, your father, the whole family just terrible. Just try to build your own family. Not saying having kids, but just finding a group of people who are not them. Next story. Am I the drunker for not wanting to host Christmas after the family stole all the Thanksgiving leftovers? Okay. My husband and I hosted the family for Thanksgiving. We made 2 turkeys, a ham, 20 pounds of mashed potatoes, 2 pans of dressing, sweet potato casserole, the full Thanksgiving menu. My in-laws always bring a ton of desserts, trays of cookies, pies, rolls, etc., which helps so much. We had a lovely evening, good food, good drinks, good company. Later in the evening, when people were packing up to go, my husband had bought some plastic leftover containers for the moment and said, help yourselves to some leftovers. We then went back into the front room to continue socializing. I was pretty tired and put my feet up until it came time to walk everyone out. I looked into the kitchen and saw that the food on the island and the table was put away and went to bed. The next morning, I woke up starving, dreaming of turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy. I opened the fridge and stood there in shock. It was empty, except for a bag of turkey wings and half a bag of dressing. I thought there had to be some mistake and went to check the fridge in the garage. Girl, you got 2 fridge. Big up you. Nothing there evening. I think she meant to say nothing there either. I sat in shock, trying to comprehend what had happened to all the food. When my husband walked into the kitchen, I asked him if there had been some miscommunication. Did he offer the leftover food to our relative's charity organization? He said that he had not, but he had observed another relative and his entire family carrying out the food that they had brought, unopened dessert, and the in-laws had brought, in addition to 2 gallon Ziploc bags of the food that we had made. I did mention I had made 20 pounds of mashed potatoes. It was a pleasure to make a meal for us to share together, and I welcome a reasonable amount of leftovers. But to literally rob your host and take everything is out of bounds in my book. Now, I don't want to host Christmas because of this greedy behavior. Am I the drunk girl? No, you are not the drunk girl, but I think you should still host Christmas. And the reason why I'm saying this is, as a Jamaican, you know that before the family comes over, so right as you finish cooking, you pack up what you want. Whatever food you want for the next day, you better package it out when you finish cooking before the family comes over, okay? Because there ain't gonna be no leftovers, okay? That's just how it is. So I know better. So this is why I'm saying that. Maybe for you, that is not the experience. You expect people to, have a little conscience. You know, a little conscience, be like, listen, I did say you could take leftovers, but not all the leftovers. No, they probably didn't even know that you didn't pack away some for yourself. They were just thinking, it does sound like they're greedy to take full pans of things and stuff like that. And it doesn't sound like they asked anybody, but you did say to take the food. I'm just saying you should still host Christmas. Just forgive this one little mistake, miscommunication, this one little hiccup. But I think you should still host because apparently you make very good food. Two turkey, ham, the whole things. Those people are eating good for a week. Yeah, man. Okay, we have a few edits. So she says, I've come back to say that I have had a day to think about it and a lot of really good advice from all of you. I agree that I should have stayed on the job a little longer and put food away for my family's meal the next day, and then either portion the leftovers out or let them have at it afterwards. I clocked out early and that's my fault. Aw. Some said the intent was probably not malicious, that they may have taken my and my husband's disinterest in boxing up food as a signal that we were done with it entirely. See? Yep. Others said it was a compliment to our cooking, that it was so tasty that it became irresistible. A lot of you have been through similar or worse food removed from funerals and weddings. Yeah. And just made adjustments on how you handle things. I think that's what I'll do too. Follow through and put up the part I want to keep before enjoying the festivities, and that way everyone has a good time and we get a second plate the next day. I may also host Christmas, but it will be more of a potluck situation. Thank you all for your advice, even the ones that said that I was the drunker. I like to think that I learned something. All right, just some comments. Someone says, do not host Christmas. Just say sorry. We spent so much on Thanksgiving, and when everyone took all the leftovers, leaving us nothing, I had to go out and buy food for us, which used up my money budget for the month. Merry Christmas. This person is petty. Someone says, name and shame too. If it wasn't everyone, if Aunt Marge and Cousin Fred took a reasonable amount, but Uncle Howard and his family were the real culprits, make sure to say, and when Uncle Howard and his family took all the leftovers, leaving us nothing, don't spread the blame unless it's warranted. You don't want Aunt Marge feeling weird about her perfectly normal Tupperware food. Petty, 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 petty. Someone else said, my sister and I sneak. Are there any mashed potatoes left, Mom? Every holiday in front of my classless sister-in-law who took all the potatoes and gravy 7 years ago and then hysterically cackled, which we know is awful. But we take it a step further. We've made mashed potato ornaments, gifted each other boxes of instant potatoes. All right, y'all can chill. That's 7 years ago, bro. That at this point, that's just mean. Yeah. All right. So this last story is from the subreddit r/DeRocco Drama Club. My sister showed up to Thanksgiving with her spiritual advisor and it blew up the whole night. So you asked for some drama. My sister took the cake this year. Let me tell you how it went with the spicy details so you can feel like you were there. Here we go. My family is already dramatic on a normal Thursday, so holidays are basically boss level chaos. My sister has been finding herself lately. Yoga, journaling, sage, we support it, whatever. But then she got the spiritual advisor who she claimed helped her release ancestral trauma after 3 sessions and $600. Sounds like your sister is getting scammed, but let us continue. Cool. Love that for her. We all go to our mom's for Thanksgiving. Other family members could probably host, but her house is the biggest. Everyone knows to be there at noon. Some of us show up early, so yesterday it's 2 p.m. Food's in the oven, everyone's arrived. We're just waiting on my sister. She's always fashionably late, as she calls it, but never arrives in any type of fashion despite my mom's strict dress code of semi-formal. Doorbell rings. She walks in with this man, mid-40s, barefoot in November. What in the Mutabaruka is going on here? Wearing what looks to be a crocheted poncho and like 40 necklaces. He introduces himself as River Wolf. Why this sound like a Obia man? Like a con artist Obia man, a little Miss Cleo, like, what good? My mom, trying so hard to be polite, goes, oh, you must be a friend. He goes, no, I'm her guide. My dad's face, buffering icon. And no one said, stop, this man cannot come into my house. You need to leave. Like, nobody, y'all just nice. We don't even try to make small talk. as it's almost time to eat. So my mom tries in her best host voice to move us all to the dining room. We sit down to eat. Before anyone can touch a roll, River Wolf stands up and says he needs to cleanse the table energy. He starts waving smoke everywhere, walking all around us, in between us, and across the table, cleansing with this gross smelling incense. My nephew starts coughing. My mom's upset because she thinks the turkey is going to taste like incense. And nobody still don't tell the man to get out of the house? Then River Wolf stops mid-smoking and grabs a crystal from his pocket, holds it over my brother-in-law's head and says, "You carry resentment for a woman who's wronged you." My brother-in-law, which woman? My sister yells at him, "Stay open." My sister-in-law yells louder, "Stay open to what?" This is so chaotic. Now everyone is screaming because apparently River Wolf felt cheating energy in the house. He refuses to say who, claims it will reveal itself. Around the man. Chaos erupts at the table. My aunt immediately assumes it's her husband. Oh, okay. Which made me laugh. Because what the hell? River Wolf ain't even over her husband. My uncle insists it's actually my cousin's boyfriend. My cousin starts sobbing. Her boyfriend gets up and leaves. My sister-in-law is shooting daggers at her husband with River Wolf still standing over him in a trance. Everyone is yelling. Accusations go flying. My aunt throws a roll at my uncle, misses, and hits the drink table. The dog eats the roll. The drinks pour onto the carpet. The turkey gets cold, and I'm staring at my sister in shock. She doesn't move a muscle, just staring off into space. My mom is frozen in place watching the chaos unfold. No one is eating but my little brother, who is laughing hysterically, saying this was the best holiday ever. We tried to get through dinner and the rest of the night. Dessert time was awkward, to say the least. And no one still has not told River to leave the house? River Wolf ends the night by telling my sister she needs to disconnect from the toxins in her bloodline. My mom goes, "Are we the toxins?" He nods. My mom goes red with anger. My dad tells my sister she needs to leave and that she ruined Thanksgiving. My sister is offended and no one is respecting her, respecting her journey. Everyone else is offended that she brought a barefoot homewrecker to a federal holiday. She left in tears. My dad said he's canceling Christmas. Sister has been calling me all day trying to talk, and I'm over it. Mom is done and dad is so close to disowning her. Can't wait for New Year's. That one is still on. Yeah. Bro. What in the Obiaman scammer is going on here? River Wolf is scamming your sister dry. $600. Invite himself to get a free Thanksgiving meal and then just disrupts the whole family setting. Talking about someone's cheating and bad energy when he's the only bad energy. Why y'all did not kick this man out as he showed up to your door barefooted Mutabaruga style? How comes? This is insane and funny. So let's see what the comments have to say. It would have been even funnier if someone from the family pulled out a crystal and turned it back on River. I'm sensing an aura of dishonesty. To clear out your own toxins, you must shun worldly possession and must never accept payment for your services. You are what we call in the industry a scam artist. Someone else says, can't you just do Christmas but not invite your sister? Why should the whole family pay for one crazy sister and her crazy weirdness? Someone else says, pocket crystal for the win. Woo! Man having a smoky quartz and an obsidian, so you hover the smoky over him and then slip it up your sleeve. Oh, I don't know what they're saying there, but that's funny. Someone else says, holy moly, wow. What I would give to have been a fly on the wall for this. Please let us know if you have an update. P.S. You should answer the phone and ask your sister how she expected that to go. So, we do have an update. A small one right here. It says, update. So, sister sent a group text that River said we need to heal as a family. So she is going to have a family circle at her house tonight and we all need to be there and to bring an open heart. Cue my dad. He makes a new group chat text without my sister saying we are going, but it's going to be an intervention instead and not to tell my sister. We'll keep you all posted. People, OP kept her word because she did give us an update. So this one says, update, my sister showed up to Thanksgiving with her spiritual advisor and it blew up the whole night. And she says, read the text last. Trust me. All right. Let's get it. I promised an update, so let me write it out now while it's still fresh in my memory. Try to read the images last, or you may not understand without the context. For context, I did post a mini update at the bottom of that post. So I already read the update, okay? So let's get into it. We all caught up? Good. Here we go. The intervention. It's, I seriously don't know when or if this is going to end, honestly. We gave it a valiant effort. So after Thanksgiving, crystal-infused meltdown, we all agreed, silently, mentally, spiritually, whatever, that we were done with River Wolf. Except my sister. Of course, we get a group text from her. River says we all need to heal together. Family circle tonight at my place. Bring an open heart. Ma'am, what I need to bring is pepper spray. Hope he's funny. This is where my dad made the separate group chat that we are all indeed going. But what she doesn't know is that it will be an intervention into my sister's latest shenanigans, and this sleaze River Wolf. Me, my dad, mom, aunt and uncle, little brother, and ironically, 3 of my cousins went to Sis's family circle. Sis greets us at the door with fresh tears in her eyes and a fake Academy Award-winning smile. I'm so glad you came. Please come inside and release your negativity at the door. We stepped inside. Her living room is devoid of furniture and a circle of pillows is waiting for us. She has some odd flute music playing and more of that hideous incense from Thanksgiving burning. Please sit, she tells us. We all pick a pillow, watching my dad carefully for any cue on what we need to do. She grabs a tray of the most ugliest teacups I have ever seen in my life, handing us each one. This is therapeutic tea made from ashwagandha and River's own spiritual or special blend. I internally gagged, smelled the liquid, then literally gagged at the smell. It smelled like green tea trying to have a baby with a stinky sock. After all of us are seated, with our probably laced tea inside Goodwill rejected cups in our hands, my sister steps into the circle and tells us something about the circle being a safe place and that we are family and need to heal. Blah, blah, blah. Mom asks where River is. My sis says he will be joining us later as this is a moment of just family. My dad finally stands up, stares at my sister and tells her, "Sweetheart, we are worried about your choices." My sister's nostrils flare, like she's about to summon River Wolf through a mirror. Before anyone can gently ease into things, my aunt, who has never eased into anything in her life, blurts out, "River is a con man." We all freeze. Sis seems to turn to aunt in slow motion and goes, "Is this a spiritual betrayal circle? Honestly, points for accuracy." Mom tries for a therapeutic mode. Mom strings together the gentlest sentence she can. "Honey, we think he's taking advantage of you." My sister responds like we accuse her of tax fraud. "River Wolf is a vibration." My aunt whispers, "So is my ex-husband." Little brother loses his ish. Dad gives him a quick glare and mom gives him the mom stare. He shuts up quick. Brother-in-law, her husband, finally snaps. He's been in the doorway like an NPC waiting to trigger dialogue. He finally steps forward and says, "He buried our car keys in the yard to free us from capitalism." My sister gasps like he kicked a baby deer. "You were supposed to trust the process." He goes, "The process cost me 6 hours and a metal detector." Dad tries again. "You've changed your number 3 times. You insist on being called Celestial Daughter." May I wonder if River King is a Rasta man. That nice little AITA Rasta man will try and make him wear foreign. Oh my goodness. You insist on being called celestial daughter of the seventh path. My sister erupts. It's my ascended name. Dad continues. You've begun referring to your refrigerator as an energy prison. I swear she hissed at him. She tries to bolt. Brother-in-law blocks the door. Sis scrambles for the back door, which she had blocked with a love seat to make her family circle. She attempts to leap over it, fails dramatically, rolls into a pile of throw pillows like a dying actress. Screams, "Let me ascend!" I sipped my tea. Someone had to stay hydrated. Side note, probably shouldn't have done that. Gonna need to call my doc on Monday and probably bring a sample. Dad walks over, pulls my sister to her feet, and says, very sternly, "You need to see these news articles," and shows her his phone. She was hesitant at first, but finally started reading. Her face went through a kaleidoscope of emotions before she threw the phone down, yelling, "I don't believe you!" before scrambling to the front door. Brother-in-law has had enough. He opens the door, letting her sprint outside. I swear her crying sounded like an old noisemaker echoing down the street in that vacuum cleaner trying to swallow a Lego. Wait. Brother-in-law looks at all of us, apologizing and says, "We tried." Dad shrugs it off. Mom is crying again. We decided it's best to head out. If sis won't come to her senses with our help, she's gonna have to figure this one out on her own. We say our goodbyes and head our separate ways. I figured sis would reach back out to me at some point. Was hoping tomorrow, but I was wrong. She texted within moments of me leaving, and just read them for yourself. Pretty sure sis is on the loony wagon departing for Crazy Town, if not having arrived already. Oh, and she left me on red. This is insane. Oh, craziness. All right. Let us read the text messages, okay? It says, "Are you ducking kidding me? You guys staged an intervention at my house and my family circle for healing. Just when I thought you guys couldn't have stooped any lower, you pulled this like I'm some addict, and River is not a scam artist. He told me those articles were fake." He's a con artist. He gonna tell you that. Okay, Opie says, "Yes." Redacts her name. "We did. It was actually Dad's idea. This has gone on long enough. You need to get your head out of your ass and see that he is a grifter. Those news articles are real. I cannot believe you guys. He is not a grifter, and for you all to gang up on me like that." And then OP says, "He's using you." She says, "Stop. Just stop. You guys are full of ish. River told me you guys would do this." "Do what? Corner you? Tell you you are being used by a con artist?" "No, he said you'd all try to sabotage my happiness. OMG, you have got to be kidding me. We did that because we wanted you to be happy, not used by a con artist for $1,200 an hour in life coach lessons." Laugh my ass off. It said, name, don't agree. "He has done wonders for them too." Wait, who the bleep are this person and that person? His followers. Wow. Then OP says, "I literally watched him steal your blender." Wow, the sister said it wanted to leave. The blender wanted to leave? Girl, y'all needed to take her someplace. She need to be a Baker acted or something. For real, man. "You can't be serious. Now you're just in denial." Wow, just wow. I hope you're happy with yourself, because I have never felt so betrayed in my entire life. You, of all people, teamed up with them behind my back. You sat there and let them attack my spiritual path like it's some kind of joke. Do you even understand what you did? Do you even care? I trusted you. I told you things I haven't told anyone, and you turned it into some kind of family circus ambush. Yo, I am so laughing and I'm sweating so bad. Oh my gosh. No. This part says, "River Wolf warned me someone close would try to dim my ascension, and I couldn't believe it was you. You've always pretended to support me, but clearly you're just like the rest of them. Congratulations on helping them destroy what little piece I had left. Don't contact me. Don't text me. Don't speak to me until you're ready to apologize for trying to sabotage my awakening. I'm spending the solace in silence and reflection. Enjoy your small-minded drama. Your former sister, since apparently I have to be reborn without you. Rotted. OP says, wow, okay. First of all, I didn't sabotage your awakening. I just refused to let you bring a barefoot blender thief into our family again, and hope you'd listen to reason. If that counts as spiritual oppression, then I'm absolutely guilty. When you're done spending the solace, some of it's cut off. When you're done spending the solace communing with your reason, some of it's cut off, sorry. If that counts as spiritual oppression, then I'm absolutely guilty. Oh, okay. She gives more here. When you're done spending the solace communing with your chakras or whatever, you're welcome to come back to real life where people use like their legal names, don't bury car keys as therapy. Until then, may your crystals stay charged and your appliances stay unstolen. Also, Mom says you're in charge of bringing the Tiki tokens this year. Namaste, I guess. She says, duck you. Sister said, forget you, okay? That kind of language dims my positive outlook. Opie's petty. Opie says, that kind of language dims my positive outlook on life, former sister. Stop diminishing my chances of a better future. And then, OP's trying to type, and no, the sister is trying to type, and then OP says, sounds ducking stupid, doesn't it? I am not even going to lie. This has been so hilarious and fun, and I can't listen. The way in which OP writes is so good, so funny. I thoroughly enjoy this. I need you to write about everything that happens in your life, OP. Every single thing. A comment said, the blender wanted to leave. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but I'm laughing so hard. The dog is freaked out and I need to find the tissue because I'm crying. Seriously though, how has your brother-in-law kept from showing her guide the great outdoors via a trip through the windows? The man must have the patience of a saint. We know this isn't the end of the insanity, but hopefully she'll give it a break for a bit. If not, we're here to support you through the cultiness. That does sound culty. Someone else said, laugh my ass off. Trust me, the blender absolutely filed for emancipation. The second River Wolf whispered to it. That thing practically jumped into his tote bag. I'm pretty sure it's making smoothies for the collective now. And yes, my brother-in-law, oh, this is OP. My brother-in-law deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, a vacation, and maybe a restraining order starter kit. I've honestly never seen a man breathe through that much rage. He just stands there blinking like his soul is buffering whenever a river wolf speaks. Last time River Wolf tried to cleanse the house aura, brother-in-law just stared out the window like he was debating whether he should be the one to leave. And don't worry, this is absolutely not the end. If I had to guess, River Wolf is probably somewhere right now trying to convince a microwave is trapped in a heat prison. I'll keep y'all updated. Stay hydrated, emotionally grounded. Someone in the family has to be. Oh my God. That is so hilarious and so funny. And I am so hot. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. All right. I had to turn the AC off when I film because then it's going to, the sound is going to make the video sound weird. But yeah, that is the end of today's video, guys. If you liked any of these stories, if you like Reddit stories, go on and hit the little subscribe button, right? We're trying to grow this channel, okay? I love reading Reddit stories, and this is something fun, and I like to share it with you. So again, I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.